Hello, hello, hello. Nicole Ivy, the brand, and this is my special guest, Nicole.
Hello.
And we're going to do what we do best. We're interviewing small businesses, helping them. We're learning about how they do business so that you and I can improve what we're trying to do for our business. And also, why not put them on the map, show, people different things that they might not have thought about. Maybe they can improve their business, or you know what, having a good time having an interview with Nicole. So, Nicole, you have been in the vending business.
Yes, I have.
So, tell us a little bit about what your experience and what you have done in that space.
Sure. So ultimately, I'm a. I just got my brain just went. Ultimately, I am a event planner. So I have an event planning company called Events by Empress Nick. We do event planning, event production, and a lot of times there is a need in the space for people to showcase their brand, and so there's always vending opportunities with that. And on that same line, I have found that a lot of times those same businesses, because they are small, there's a need for education, financial planning, all of that good stuff. And so on the second side of that, I created a system that we call Biz Launch 101. So with Biz Launch 101, I just bring people, experts in, whether it be like credit repair, financial, helping you get uh, grants, things like that. So that is also another part of it, a part of the Events by Empress Nick brand. So I helped a lot of businesses kind of just get more exposure,
Okay.
in bigger markets.
That's cool.
Yep.
So one thing I've noticed that's hard is to get into the right spaces, meet
Hmm.
the right people, putting people or meeting people to help you out with your business. I mean, I can't get the words out, but I will. But how do you make those connections?
Well, connections for one is a good word. I found that the reason why I got started in it to begin with is because I consider myself to be an introvert, and so I was not out putting my name out there, putting my brand out there, and I realized a lot of times the one thing that people need the most is just to have exposure,
Okay.
or someone to teach them something. And a lot of times businesses don't flourish because they don't have those tools. And so it just came to me like, hey, why don't I make that connection so that people that are experts can teach people that are not, and
Okay.
they can move their brand forward. So that's where the Biz Launch 101 idea came from.
Okay.
And it was a big help. If people have mentors, and just the exposure sometimes, or just that knowledge could be the one thing that you need to just
Mm-hmm.
that spark take your business to the next level.
Now you talked about being an introvert and that propelled you to want to reach out to more people.
Hmm.
So in your beginning stage of your business, like like what was like your first connection and how did you make that first connection?
Um, I had to literally like train my mind to do opposite of what I wanted to do. And so what I
Mm-hmm.
want to do is go into a room and just kind of sit back and watch people.
Mm-hmm.
But that is literally the opposite of what networking is. And
Right.
networking is a key component in getting your business out there to people. And so I had to literally force myself to do that, force
Okay.
myself to network, force myself to call people, force myself to be in a room and actually speak to people, tell them about myself, because that's the one thing I
Right.
hate doing, which I've interviewed a lot of times, but it's not comfortable to me to be talking about myself.
Okay.
So one of the other reasons why I did it is because I can put other people in the spotlight and on a showcase, and I don't have to talk about me.
I
So,
like that. I like that.
however, there are a lot of business owners like me that
Okay.
want to be in the back, want to just give the card in and kind of move on, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not going to work. So it really is forcing yourself to think differently, train your mind to realize that like if you don't tell people about yourself or your
Mm-hmm.
business, they're not going to know.
Okay.
You know.
So with all the connections that you were able to make and being able to introduce people to the people that they need to be to know in order to grow,
Yeah.
how did you get started with that? Like what was like how would you tell a person that's like, oh my goodness, I want to do that. I want to
Hmm.
do exactly what you did. I know times are different now,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you can apply them to what if you would do the same thing today.
Let's see. What I did first was so I actually put on an event myself first, and so that
Oh.
may not be the starting point for people.
Okay.
But like I said, I really was literally trying to make myself, like, push myself out there. So I put on an event. Now, if you're not like a shy person or introvert like me, then yeah, that'll be perfect. Like, you yourself put on the event, and that way that draws people to the thing. Otherwise, I would just kind of look for things like this, like look for events where people are asking literally, for showcase.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's really cool. All y'all introverts. See, I'm an introvert. I can go, shh. I can go, hey girl, how you doing? It don't matter to me. But yeah, like you, I grew up being an introvert. But my mom and family would tell you, no, she ain't quiet. She ain't quiet. Don't let her fool you. She ain't quiet. But being an Aries and being of a certain age, honey. That we've learned so much and being able to grow within ourselves.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, life, time, and everything. It's just it just hits you. And the way that the market is now, what would you suggest for someone looking to do what you do?
Paying attention to what the market is doing, paying attention to trends, paying attention to what, like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
Look at what other successful people are doing it and maybe scale it down a little bit for whatever your business is. But definitely, I would say pay attention to, like you said, the trends, whatever the market is kind of showing you, and just start. Like, a lot of times people have ideas about stuff, and they sitting on it because they want it to be perfect. They don't want the world to see it because it's not perfect.
Right.
It's really never going to be perfect.
My YouTube channel is not.
Yeah. And you have to start somewhere. You know what I mean? And always, I think always too, remember that, like, because people get imposter syndrome. I have it myself where I feel like, can I really do this? Should I be doing this? Am I worth doing this? Like, all of that stuff just gets in the way of you actually accomplishing your goals.
Right.
So my biggest thing would be have confidence in yourself and just start, even if it's on a small scale.
Right. Yep. Okay, so your mom, right? How are you able to balance your life with having children?
It's a little bit easier now because my children are adults.
We don't talk about now, honey. We're talking about people who have kids that still go to school.
Adults. However, being a mom is already, you're multitasking. So as a mom, you already know you have to do 50 million things at one time. At the same time, having a child maybe literally on your hip, or another one standing. This one needs you, that one needs you. So in my mind, you already have it. If you're a mom, you already have what it needs to take to run a business, right? You're running a business in your house, in essence, right? Because you're making sure things are done on time. You got to get up in the morning. Oh, this one got to go here. This one like, you already have those skills, that time management, project management. Like, you already have it. So just flip it. Just apply it to
your business.
Apply it to your business. Yep.
That's cool. But me having the experience of being in different vendor spots, man, it takes a lot out of you.
It does.
Anybody who's had their products at an event, who are professional vendors or have done it once or twice or work with somebody that's a vendor, it takes a lot out of you.
It does.
And then you're a mom, and then you have other obligations and responsibilities. It's like, how do you keep yourself mentally organized and capable to say, like, look, this is what I got to do. I want to do it. Or I know sometimes as a woman, it becomes automatic. So how was it for you?
I would say half and half. Like, it is automatic. You do kind of just jump into the mode, but also, like, you don't feel like you have to do everything by yourself, or you have to do everything right now.
Right.
When I first started vending and stuff like that, my children were teens, and so I got them involved. So they were helping me.
Easy.
They were helping me doing the setup, the breakdown, So if you have that, sometimes you got to tap into your village,
Right.
If you have one. And your village don't have to be the same people that you asked to help you with other things, you know what I mean? But sometimes you got to tap into, or you could do like bartering. if there's somebody else that's in the same field or whatever, they're
Oh,
also a
nice.
vendor, find a way that you guys can work together. So like, you help this person out this time, next time they help you out there.
Oh, I like
You
that
know,
idea.
so
Yeah.
you gotta work with whatever your resources are.
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give somebody now, being that, back then we didn't have all this technology, and technology is forever changing, new ideas, new concepts.
Right.
Like, and you mentioned keeping up with the trends.
Yeah.
I'm not really a trend person. I don't do the whole trend. I just look, I'm gonna make this work. So for a busy person, I've heard so many different types of advice. People say, "Oh, you need to get 1 or 2 jobs and run your business and this, that, da, da, da." I've heard some people say, "You know what? I got fired from my job and that opened the door for me to open my business."
Right.
So I'm not really having a clear understanding of how those things work, because you go online and you listen to people's experiences, and sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had that experience before.
Yeah. But also, like, what works for one person may not work for you.
Oh, that's true.
And so just because, this person was able to quit their job, they had some bright idea, they quit their job, and now they're a multimillionaire, that doesn't mean that that's going to happen for you and that's going to be the path for you. So I think before you even, I know I said just start, but before you just start, figure out exactly what path you want to take and what path makes the most sense for like what you have going on right now.
Okay.
So I said, like, tapping into your resources. Like, do you have somebody to help you with this or not? Okay, if you don't, then and I think not that it's easier, but again, just tap into all the resources, because 10 years ago, maybe vendors didn't have some of the technology that you have now. So that might make it a little bit easier for you to get started, because you can just go online and type this in. You got AI now. Like, just my what I'm trying to say is just tap into all resources, whether that be physical, like people, AI, technology, all of that. Just tap into any resource that you can that could take you to the next level.
That is so cool. So look, I don't want to make this a video longer than what it is. We're having such a great time, have this conversation, and it can go on, because running a business, like she said, everybody has to find their way into being a business owner. So one way might work for somebody else, and another way might not work for you. So you gotta find your way.
Right.
And I would love to have more conversations. So those y'all tuning in, if you want us to continue our conversation, you just let me know down in the comments.
I'm down.
Because Nicole and I will be working on some projects together, of course, and I can't wait. But yes, if you reach the end of this YouTube channel, thank you. And hopefully one day we'll get to talk again, because this could probably go on 30 minutes, and I know YouTube ain't having it. But thanks again for tuning in. I am Nicole Ivy, the brand, talking to Nicole. We love it. We're both born in April, and we both know that we both love it. Yeah. Okay, stop.